Well, there are many ways to represent a digraph in Sage, so you can look at the documentation of Sage and find alternative ways. I'm going to show one way to do it. So if we want a digraph, first we're going to write this notation. It's going to be digraph, observe where the capitals go, equals any variable. This g can be anything. But then how do we construct this digraph? Well, this notation means that we are going to put here braces. From the node 1, we want edges to 2, to 3, and to 4. From the node 3, an edge to 4. And from the node 2, an edge to 1 and an edge to 3. So this is the digraph I want to draw, and I'm going to plot it. So I'm going to write this. So now we run it, and here it is. So this is then the digraph with these characteristics, right? From 1 we have an arrow to 2, an arrow to 3, and an arrow to 4. And from 3, here we have an arrow to 4 only. And from 2, we have an arrow to 1 and an arrow to 3. Okay, so this is the basic way to draw a digraph. You can play with other configurations. Of course, there are many possibilities here. So let's run it. In this case, this is the digraph. So observe that in this case at 4 we have a loop. So because here is written that from 4 to 4, so that's what produces the loop here. And we can add all the edges that you want. If you want one from 5 to 4, let's add that one. So again, let's copy and paste to be sure that we write the syntaxes exactly as it should be. I should put a comma here, and so here I want to put, we said from 5 to 4. There, to 4. If I want just to 4, I will write it just like that. Now I run it, and I have now the digraph with that other extra edge that I add here from 5 to 4. That is the edge that is here, and we still have the loop that we used to have here at 4. So this is the representation of the graph. Is done by default, I mean with all the default options. So that means that here when we put plot, we put nothing. So that means that we are letting Sage to use any default options. But if we want, we can fill up these scenes with our own options and have the graph represented as we want. So for instance, I'm going to write now these options. So I want here a digraph. I'm calling in this case small case g, that have edges from 0 to 1 to 2 and to 3, and another one from 2 to 5. But now gplot, instead of leaving here the default options of displaying, I'm going to add things. I'm going to say that I want vertex labels, the vertex size. I'm choosing this number. I want a graph border, and I'm choosing a color for the edges instead of using the black default here. Let's run it, and this is the graph now with these options. You see the graph border is this blue thing here. We have edge color red, and we have the vertex size at 200. So you see that here. Of course, you can play with different numbers. Let's put a very big, like 800. We have bigger, not that big. We see also in what scale these things is making it bigger. Sometimes we really want to make it bigger, for instance, to fit some name or something inside. Let's see what happens if we put it like this. These are really big, right? So probably too big for what we wanted. So let's keep it not that big. like this. So we have with 1000 this size of node. But just as an example that you can investigate here and play with different choices and see how your graph looks like.